Welcome back to you, Bavarian cream custard pie. The PulseX to HEX ratio has flipped green on the weekly super trend. This is very significant, friends. I am now going to give you a public official statement. Many months ago, at the literal bottom of the Pulse to HEX and the PulseX to HEX ratio, I made an announcement saying, hey, you've gone too far. I am rotating my portfolio around. I am shifting overweight Pulse and PulseX and underweight HEX. So my EHEX and my pHEX, I swapped them for Pulse and PulseX. It was very controversial at the time. A lot of people said I was wrong. I was actually, I remember as well, from the same people who call me a child abuser, if you know them, okay? Public Telegram messages saying I'm stupid. That's okay. I'm a peanut brain, of course. But it was also striking why, friends? Because I was publicly going against Wallet D01. I am now here showing you the receipts. Do you see this, friends? You see this ratio? This is actually the ratio. Bang! Now, I'm actually telling you right now, yes, it's just flipped green on the weekly super trend, but I'm here to tell you right now, anything that happens from here, that's on you. That's on you. I'm still holding, but I'm actually for a prophecy target, we're done now. We're actually done, as in, this is significant enough, and go, I win, you lose, see you later, you made the wrong move. All right, so here we go. So now I'm not getting out, but if you are paying attention, and let's say you rotated in and you followed me, which I told you not to do, but if you did, you could rotate, get back your original HEX, and leave the surplus there. You can do that. So, for example, if you rotated 1 million HEX into Pulse or PulseX at the low, and you sold it today, you would have 2 million HEX. But what you can do is you can get back your 1 million HEX and then just leave the rest. You can do that. It's a win. You basically won. Basically, it's like printed you free money. Okay. Now I'm going to go through this because this is really important. This PulseX to HEX ratio, look, we could always see something like this develop because how many times did I tell you the PulseX to Pulse ratio itself was showing us it was really strong. Remember, this is PulseX to Pulse. This is the DEX to layer 1 chain. Now, this is not the ratio I'm going to be looking at, but look at this strength here is just absolutely phenomenal because I made another video showing you that if you were to go to the same price that Uniswap is relative to Ethereum, PulseX would be down here. That is minus 90% lower than what we are. Actually, from today, man. I mean, from today, it's 93, 94% lower. But PulseX's God tier tokenomics are great. So if you're new, once again, we've got to explain it to a lot of people. Every time there is trading activity on the PulseX casino, in the PulseX ecosystem, it buys, using the fees, it goes and buys, not just burns, it buys PLSX off the DEX liquidity pool and it throws it away. It buys it first. So it's chewing it every day. It's literally like a Terminator, okay? Literally a Terminator, it can't be stopped. It's just going chew every single day. So every day I get excited when I go up and I check Pulse Chain ecosystem and I see $66 million of volume done. I'm like, sweet, that's a lot of money. That is heaps. So even if you did, friends, 0.06 divided by 100 times 60 million, you get $36,000. So in the past 24 hours, $36,000 of PulseX has been bought and thrown off. So you got to imagine, right? If we 10x crypto volume from here in the future, you will be buying every day $360,000 of PulseX off the market. Do you want to know what that in a month is, friends? In a month, that is $10.8 million per month. Richard Hart or whoever controls the Pulse Chain sacrifice address, could be Westcott Crypto, partying with some babes in an Airbnb by the beach, right? So it could be him. That bridged over and sent everyone excited. Now imagine that happening every month by default. Drunken Michael Saylor equivalent. You see the power here. So what I'm concerned about though is Pulse to HEX and PulseX to HEX, because there's a lot of players out here, friends, who they fluked it. You see, that was this whole premise. Okay, now I have receipts from a long time ago showing you right here. Like, look at this, back in August 2023. So Look at this. Remember Wallet DO1, one of the 4 poopy horsemen. So if I will just remind you, Wallet DO1 was one of the dudes who was selling HEX all the way back down here. Now, who is he? Now, he's been doxxed and stuff. I'm just going to tell you right now. He's a thorn in the community side. So basically what happened is he fluked it. He put in, I think, 36 grand or 50 grand into HEX day 1. At the top, he had $130 million of HEX. And he was the one, he just kept crushing it and crushing it and crushing it and stopped it. But he didn't sell all of his bag. Once HEX went from 50 cents all the way down to 1.6 cents, he decided to start crushing it. So instead of selling or even waiting, right, he sells a bit here on his unlocks. He sells all down here. It was literally the low, and then we popped up from that. So it became one of the 4 poopy horsemen, and we like basically got rid of him. Unfortunately, though, he is part of Pulse and PulseX sacrifice. He put in 3.3 million into PulseX, so it becomes very nasty. Well, see, friends, this is the harsh thing. Like if you want our bag to do 100x, there's so much evidence this person fumbles bags and just does the worst thing at the worst time. That's why, please, friends, I'm doing a sign across. Please, I'm asking you, please, be careful of leverage in this ecosystem. Be careful. Because you have bag fumblers like this guy who will, not maybe, but he will capitulate the lows in the next bear market when you don't want him to, and he's going to cascade bids on the way down. Mark my words. It's going to be him or someone like him, a big fat whale. Because there's not going to be enough liquidity. They're just going to start smacking it and it's going to cascade stuff, okay? That's why you really got to be careful when it comes to these. I know this thing can happen, friends. I live in the future. That's why I'm even making this video. So he received a lot, man. He received a lot. Look at this. He received 334 billion PulseX, and then he sold 226 billion. But look where he sold. Right here. You see this? He sold right here, okay? He paid huge slippage. He paid huge fees. And now it's rocketing up. It's fantastic to see that snap. You see we're starting to snap back. So effectively, friends, what you won't see this chart on other people's Twitteroonies. This is PulseX versus X. The one you're going to see is the default one that I don't like looking at. Okay, I'm going to invert it. So this is the chart you're going to see, but it's the same chart. This chart is HEX on top. It's HEX over PulseX. Okay, so as you can see, he was basically trying to jam this up. So what happened was, during the FUD, he paper-handed. He's like, PulseX has no use case. I'm out. I don't like reaching out or anything else, but I'm going to stay in the ecosystem. And then he went to pHEX. So look, friends, look, I'm just going to be blunt out and say it. This is why you listen to me. For some truth, yes. You see how BankX is the HEX, the thorn in the side, with their 740 million HEX? Yes. Well, Wallet DO1 and some other poopy heads, it's just like 2 or 3 of them. If you add them up, it's the same as BankX. Okay, it's the same thing. And like, you know, you might say to me, oh, they're going to hold the whole way. Really? The guy who bought the top of this. So basically the person who sold PulseX the low, friends, it has God tier tokenomics. You know what I mean? Like if you got rid of PulseX at the lows, you get rid of anything. So this was me right back then, showing you, look, he rotated to some PS. This was as it was happening. I went back and I updated, right? I went back and I updated the charts, showing you, look, he bought the top of this, he sold the bottom of that. Now, you might be sitting there on a non-squeaky chair, and we're going to give you some squeaks in your chair like mine, with a straight posture, and some fluffy slippers. I'm wearing them too, okay? I was publicly ridiculed, criticized, spat on, and privately, right? Public and private chat rooms. I got sent screenshots and stuff. I don't really care, friends. It doesn't affect me, but it's fun to like come back now. Yeah, we're going to take the victory lap. So people were saying that I am a poopy head, and that Wallet DO1 is the expert, and that his trade is the right one, and that HEX will continue to outperform, and PulseX will get crushed. Okay, you were wrong. Bow down. You were all wrong. The crowd was wrong again. Suck it. Okay, now I don't even care if it comes back right now. We're claiming victory, right? Because do you want to know how much this guy lost, friends? Do you want to know how much HEX he lost? You can actually see how much HEX value he lost. So he bought the top of here. All right, so he sold his PulseX to go buy pHEX up here at the ratio 795. He would have 276 million pHEX. Okay, that's what he would have. But, right, because he didn't get the trade right, this is what happened. He would have, so this is how, friends, this is how we escape danger here. See, if he swapped all his PulseX, sorry, his pHEX into PulseX here, if he did the inverse of it and he did basically me, he took my side, he would have 619 million pHEX, right? Huge. He would be BankX. He would literally be BankX. But he got it wrong. Instead, he's not able, but here's the thing, he would be BankX in PulseX. All right. He would have crushed it. So he would have, with his giant position, he would have gotten a 2.3x multiplier on me. Like, you're already the top of the rankings. Like, your rank #1 in the whole ecosystem for the PulseX ranking. He could have gone like ginormous. But luckily, he fumbled the bag. Thank God he fumbled the bag. Unfortunately, now he's the thorn in the side of pHEX. So I guess we've got to worry about that later on. And by the way, though, it can still unfumble the bag if the spread reverts back. Okay, so if PulseX to HEX, if that goes all the way back down, yeah, then we're back in the pickle situation. But you also got to think, right? Cycle 1 coins are PulseX and Pulse. HEX is cycle 2. HEX has this baggage of these people, all right? Has all these baggage out there, and he's getting yield in it, right? Remember, PulseX, when you farm it, you earn ink. You don't dump PulseX. It's being chewed up by the market. So these people can earn this short-term yield and act as pressure. Now, you might think, oh, it's not that much. Yeah, but okay, let's do the 100x price predictions. Because, all right, this guy, he has 220 million pHEX, right? Now, if it's at $1, look, friends, I know this hurts. I'm just telling you, being honest. If it's at $1, this guy has $220 million. At the top of the last cycle, that's how much he had. But he didn't get all these coins unlocked. Instead, he dumped all of it for $10 million down here. So I think he had about 130 million up here, but he dumps it all here for only, I think he has 12 million. 12 million, right? So you see that? Now, you don't know that. Now you do. But you and I as well, we don't have the memories of that. He does. He remembers what it was like looking at his portfolio, seeing 130 million bucks, and then paper handing down at 12 million. So I'm just telling you, like, that's why I said it's a thorn in the side. It is what it is. Okay, now we can beg and hope. I don't know, maybe there's a wallet sacrifice. Maybe we can get him to throw his coins out somewhere, but this is just the reality of the situation. Because if he's earning yield on his $220 million on his this is if pHEX went to $1, right? Imagine pHEX goes to $1. He is earning short-term yield, by like short-term. This is like rolling, no commitment, no long-term gratification. He is earning $15 million a year in yield. So he's earning $1 million. So you can see the pressure that gets put on the system here. But it's not really pressure put on off. It's rotated. So you got to see, okay, we've sucked pressure away from PulseX, and now it's like distributed onto pHEX. So obviously, hopefully, the whole ecosystem wins. But I'm just showing you how the ratios play out. That's why it's very interesting just to know these players. I want to see these players moving around, what's going through their minds. Because at the end of the day, man, I've already shown you, friends, it's 2x deviation difference already. If it goes to my target, like what if this PulseX, I'll show you. Let's look right here. So it's up like 2.6x from the low. That's what it is, all right? It's up 2.6. What if it continues being a cycle 1 coin and there's no inflation? And what if it actually goes to the back to the high and goes up here? Do you know how enormous that difference is? That means if you bought the lows around the lows, not even at the low. Actually, let's do the low. Let's do the exact low, because actually I got in here. I literally got in at the exact low. That difference is, oh my gosh, that is a 4.6x difference in PulseX over HEX. That's like HEX did a 10x, PulseX did a 46x. And that's what that chart represents. Now, will it get there? It doesn't have to. We don't know. But that's why I have a green weekly super trend plotted out here. I wonder how it's going to play out. Remember, HEX is inflating like 7-8% per year, whatever it is. Okay, from the circulating supply. PulseX has no inflation at all. All the coins are out. Everything's unlocked. And it's chewing up. It has the buy and burn. And it's just completely deflation. So maybe those two opposite forces work together and you get to see the story play out. So my whole point of showing you this, I've got so many receipts, friends, for this. I guess I got so much. I can't tell you the amount of abuse I copped because this guy, people were literally saying to me, I don't know anything. That's okay, friends. People don't know anything. Well, I was just guessing, right? People said to me, you're going to get it wrong because you're some new guy and this guy's a day one OG and he clearly knows what he's doing. And that's why I was controversial at the time, just to remind you, when I said this, I made this video. I was like, guys, I think this guy fluked it. I think this guy had no business being rich. I think this guy was an accidental fluke shot lottery winner because he went all in buying into the guy with the top hat. He put in 36 grand into Richard Hart's coin and made him 200 million bucks at the top that he didn't get out, waiting for $10 million on the way down. And I think he's going to get this one wrong. And I was right. I got it wrong. We took the other side from that, friends, DCA bullets. Okay, so it's great I want to show you this, friends. Just don't worry about me. I'm just showing you. These big whales, they get things wrong, man. You know, yeah, BankX can sell HEX too early, okay? This guy sold PulseX too early. These people can get big. Just because you're a big whale with a lot of money doesn't actually mean you are the arbiter, right? No one person is bigger than the market. Clearly, think about this. The biggest whale wasn't enough to keep PulseX down against pHEX. So he's down 60%. I'm up 160%. You're free. Like I said, we're calling it over now. You can do whatever you want, okay? Because right now, you can theoretically, you can actually win. You win off this blood. And I say good riddance to that. Just, you know, I guess we'll see what happens with how high HEX goes in the bull market when you have someone like that lurking. And I just want to give you confidence as well, friends, because, look, it's not about me. Yes, because why I obviously love this story. It's a David versus Goliath story. Yes. David taking out Goliath, right? Even though we're in the same ecosystem. So I love like these types of dramatic type of events coming because there's lessons to learn here. I've told you so many times. I'm so thankful this could play out because I've told you so many times, friends. These whales don't know shit. They're just humans like you and me. They don't know anything. Most of them have no business even being free. That's why crypto can change your life real fast. Think about it. This dude put in 36 grand into the guy with the top hat's coin, right, in December 2019. And then 19 months later, his 36 grand was $200 million, okay, or $150 million from Richard Hart. Richard Hart doing it all for him, okay? He did nothing, just did nothing. Okay, so he just sat there, okay, so that's it. Clicked the right button at the right time, put in 36 grand. Now, are his actions reflecting someone who's going to hold on to that? Well, he knows he's going to hold on to it, but just to show you, friends, we can win, man. These people, they don't know anything. Okay, we are the hungry wolves. We are the downtrodden of society. We are the ones being left out behind. We can actually win this. But you know, I know it's in the ecosystem, but still, okay, it's a shark game. You can see here they're all out to get it. So don't forget who was here as your friend, making thousands of videos and posts telling you we're cheap and undervalued. Who was here? Who was here telling you, hey man, it sucks. We feel like we got scammed in this PulseX sack, but man, I'm buying more. Who was here doing that and tweeting it? Onboarding people. We were doing that. We're not here ravaging the system. We're doing the opposite. We've got to take reality for what it is. Yes, David versus Goliath, friends. Like, David versus Goliath. When David looks at Goliath, he doesn't say, golly gee, no one's there. You're a little person, and I'm going to take you on in 2 seconds. It's going to be so easy. He doesn't say that. He says, you're bigger than me. You're stronger than me. All right? You have more experience than me. The odds are against me. It looks like I'm going to get crushed. But then he goes and acts and he wins anyway. That's the whole moral of this story. Now, you know, with the conclusion now being, you now see 200 billion weak hand PulseX is out. Now, friends, I hope you can understand why Richard Hart did not want to tease you with limit order updates for PulseX, or stream, or tell you everything's gonna be all right, I'm gonna buy. He does not broadcast this to you, because imagine he did. Wallet DO1 would still be holding his 200 billion PulseX, and he will let us down in the future. Do you see why? Now, we wish he got out into stablecoins. It's unfortunate he took a big slippage. He goes into pHEX, right? So, but you can't win it all. You take victories as it comes. So now you get to see why. Just imagine the dangerous situations we will be in later on if Richard Hart was keeping all the weak hands. Those weekends that were selling at minus 90% below day one stack, let them get out. Let them get out. That is many less people who are going to be there at day one stack for PulseX, and hopefully 5x above and 10x above and beyond, however high we go. I hope we go very, very high. Okay, so now we're seeing in the background the potential, right, for this story to keep playing out the way it is. So yeah, we have our own little mini David versus Goliath, but hey, at the end of the day, we're all on the same team. We are, friends. But just don't forget, friends, don't forget how brutal that bear market really was, okay? You don't forget that. I saw, friends, a lot of you, yes, you told your wives, hey, we don't have to work anymore, and then minus 90%. Please remember, like what happened to Silvertooth, had $1 million at the top, has to sell the bottom, and then like with this, and then like rumors, he's like ex-wife gets a new boyfriend or something, okay, and he fixes up the house. Just all these stories. Please tell me, we never got the full story, but just don't forget those stories, all right? Don't forget those stories. The pain, the pain comes to you in your deepest, darkest moments. All right, and the pain will always come again. But the difference next time is you're going to have a higher multiplier on your upside because you were on the friendship. Make sure you like, subscribe, better and all. I'm still bullish on PulseX and HEX. Catch you soon.